Despite petrol and diesel still burning up our planet, it seems all our futures are heading down the electric, hybrid and plug-in route. So why don't we just give in and embrace it? So today we are pitching a brand new hybrid against the one that started it all. Today we have the 2017 Toyota Prius and the 2017 Hyundai Ioniq. So the Ioniq has a 1.6 litre hybrid engine, which develops 32 kilowatts or 40 brake horsepower from the electric motors and a combined power of 139 brake horsepower. However, it does have 195 pounds-foot of torque.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
That's pretty good. That means with the 15-inch wheels, it has a 0 to 60 time of 10.8 seconds. Which is very, very similar to the Prius.
Yeah, even with a smaller engine.
Yes. One thing that is odd is that the Ioniq does come with either 15-inch or 17-inch wheels. Now, whereas you do get the 10.8 seconds in the 15-inch wheel version, if you have 17-inch wheels, it does 0 to 62 in 11.1 seconds, which seems odd.
There's a bit of mass in them wheels, I think.
Seems so.
Which means it has a top speed of 115 miles an hour, 2 miles an hour faster than the Prius. Whoop-de-doo.
Absolutely. Now the Ioniq has a 6-speed gearbox with a dual clutch transmission, and plentiful in terms of gadgets by the looks of it. Buttons and things everywhere.
Many things. There's even more down here.
Heated seats.
Heated steering wheel.
Heated steering wheel. Park assist, cruise control, air conditioning, all the things you would expect from a 2017 car, to be honest. And despite its gadgets, it seems a very clean dashboard. It's not cluttered or messy, I don't think.
Very well designed. I like it. And I love this squishy steering wheel.
Yes, it is very squishy, and it's got a flat bottom steering wheel as well.
Yeah, with a little notch out of it, which is weird when you're actually doing a turn and it becomes part of where you're holding.
Right.
But you get used to it, it's okay.
The seats are very comfortable.
Yeah.
I
think they're maybe a bit firmer than the Toyota. But still...
There's not a lot to choose between them. I think they're very similar. You know, they're not uncomfortable at all, neither of them.
No.
They're both very well made. You've got 2 cup holders here and your central storage bin, stroke armrest.
There's a USB doobry in there as well for charging stuff.
But also, this screen is 1 inch bigger than the Prius. Oh!
Lovely. This version is the SE Premium, so it has many more gadgets and gizmos, one of which is the inductive charger thing for your Samsung or Android phone.
This also has Apple Play and Android connectivity as well.
It does, yeah.
You also get sat-nav, DAB radio, and you can put the air conditioning fan to only point to the driver and nobody else. which I guess means saves electricity if the driver is the only person in the car at the time.
Yeah.
All very clever. Under here you also have your USB and your auxiliary, and two 12-volt sockets, stroke cigarette lighters, which you're not allowed to say anymore.
Auxiliary power sockets.
That.
Or such things. So this car has what feels like a conventional automatic transmission that actually changes gear rather than sort of just cycling through the revs as it does in the Toyota, which I prefer myself. Whether or not that's better, I don't know.
None of the cone technology, vacuum cleaner stuff.
No.
I don't think that makes much of a difference for me, to be honest. I've got used to that.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't really bother me. It was unusual when I was driving the CHR. That was unusual to discover, but now I know what it is and I know what it's all about. That doesn't really bother me that much.
Yeah. We don't get heads-up display in this car, but this cluster is absolutely superb. I love it. It's really well laid out. It's very clear. It just works. Tells you when you're regenerating. Tells you how much power you've got. Tells you when you're not being economical. It's just a very nicely laid out display.
Fantastic. Oh, I like it. Whilst Malcolm's playing with the steering wheel there, just to let you know that this has the Infinity sound system, whereas the Prius has gone with a JBL system. They're both very, very good, with superb sound.
It does sound good.
As part of the cluster, this has the reversing camera. As you can see here, it reverses into the space that you want, and the little box moves as you turn the steering wheel left and right. It's very clever, that. The seats are definitely very comfortable. It's I can't fault it one little bit. It's a very comfortable, quite luxurious car. When you first get in the car and switch it on, the seat adjusts to how you set it, and you can set it two different ways. You've got 1 and 2 here, and it can just set it for you or another driver, which basically means it's got memory seats, which obviously cars have had for years now, but it's just another function that comes standard now. Sitting in the back, you've got plenty of knee room, although the back of the seats are quite hard and plasticky and not soft leather. They are around the edge, but not here. But I suppose you've only really got children mostly in the back, so it's quite hard wearing. You do have these little storage nets in the back, and again, very comfortable and pretty spacious. However, where the middle seat belts do recess, it's not really very wide, so it might struggle to fit an adult bum in there. Although, as it does move around and it's not fixed, perhaps it could be a little bit more comfortable. It's got quite an impressive boot space, and the best thing about it is that the entrance is very wide, so you haven't got difficulty getting things in and out of. Although you do find that this is maybe a little bit high, so the drop down into the boot can be quite a distance. However, nice and secure. And the best thing about it is under here you get a spare wheel. You can actually make it bigger with the 60-40 split. You can push these seats down and have a much bigger boot. And something else I quite like, in here there is a manual release for the petrol flap just in case it fails. Lifting the bonnet, you've actually got quite a funky looking engine bay. You've got the engine over this side, and over here the big orange cables for the hybrid section. Something else that tickles you into excitement is that this comes with a 5-year warranty, 5-year roadside assistance, 5 years of annual vehicle checks, and a 12-year anti-perforation warranty. But best of all, an 8-year battery warranty. Apparently this does have a function, so when you change driver mode, the instrument cluster actually changes colour. But neither of us can work out how that works. This also comes with lane corrective steering in case you drift across lanes, and auto braking and adaptive cruise control in case an accident is imminent or your right foot falls asleep. You also get smart cruise to stop you getting too close to the car in front, and blind spot detection. Well, isn't this a smart-ass car? I might as well not be here, really. So now we're in the Prius. Now, the Prius has lost its, let's be honest, ugly looks when it was first developed. It's now a lot more angular and a lot nicer to look at than the old model. This hybrid has a 1.8 litre hybrid engine, which develops 122 brake horsepower and 104 pounds-foot of torque.
That's not bad.
It also develops just 70 CO2s, which is also pretty good.
It's going to keep your tax bills down a bit.
You'd also expect with this kind of horsepower that the 0 to 62 time would be quite slow, but it's actually 10.6 seconds and it has a top speed of 112 miles an hour, which is 3 miles an hour slower than the Ioniq.
Still very respectable though.
It's not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, why do you need to do more than 70 anyway?
No, exactly.
And you're not really buying this kind of car to do 70, 80 miles an hour plus on a motorway, which of course you shouldn't be doing.
No, good speed, 56, 60 miles an hour.
Exactly. What I do like about this when you drive it is that it has the heads-up display and it's not intrusive, and it also, like the Toyota CHR we did, has the hello, Aston Martin, look at that, that's very nice.
Tasty.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it also has the sensor to read the signs. So it doesn't use GPS to tell you how fast the road is. It uses technology to read the actual road sign like it did in the Toyota CHR. The instrument cluster is actually very clean. It's quite simple. It's not overcomplicated. You've got your display on the front here, which tells you all things about what speed you're going, whether you're in eco mode, whether you are in charge mode, what kind of power you're using when you put your foot down. And then you've got this big 7-inch display in front of you, which is a 1 inch smaller than the Ioniq version.
However, this does have a nice kind of touch screen.
It does. It is
things on the sides.
very nice on the touch screen. What it also has as well is this funky little gear lever on the dashboard, harking back to the old days of the old MPVs.
It's very odd.
But it's not intrusive to the driver, it's not in the way. You don't like it, but I do.
I only don't like it because I don't like clear plastic.
Right, I understand what you're saying.
If it was just black, then I'd like that.
Right. But you've got your cup holders as well, and you've got your little pad down here for charging your phone.
And it's grippy, so it won't slide about.
Exactly. Now, like the Ioniq, this also comes with the lane correcting thing, and it's got the little automatic, by the way, there's a car coming past you, indicator on the
blind spot warning indicator.
That's the one. Also comes with the adaptive cruise control, like the Ioniq. For me personally, I see that as pointless, because if you can't drive with a traditional accelerator and brake, then how did you pass your test? This also has the pre-collision system, which is going to tell you if you're about to rearrange the limbs of Johnny Pedestrian.
Will it apply the brakes?
It will apply the brakes as well, yes.
It's good.
It's very clever. But again, this is all the kind of stuff that we used to live without perfectly well until society decided we
Well, no,
need
just-
this in our cars?
I think they were just moving with the times. Technology's improved.
I think they're showing off.
Well, no, not really.
No?
No, I think it's just we're moving with the times.
But do you need it?
No, we don't need it. Do we need an automatic transmission?
Do you want it?
Do we need power steering?
Okay.
Do we need ABS? We just use, cadence braking. I mean, it's not. Just moving with the times.
This Prius, like the CHR, also has that ECVT gearbox. So, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner when you pull away. It's not very loud, and it's not actually that bad when you get used to it. You know, you can pull off a roundabout here, put your foot down.
And the gearbox does all the work.
Yeah, it's not that bad. What you also have here, as part of this big screen, is the reversing camera. As you can see here, it lines out where you can go. It also has the park assist. Now, this park assist doesn't just pull alongside a space and help you park in that space. It also has the reverse parking into a designated space in a car park as well. So you can either park parallel or vertically. The seats are very comfortable indeed, and this steering wheel is soft leather, not hard crunchy leather. Actually sitting in this car, it's a very comfortable place to be, and I never thought I would say that about a Toyota Prius. I like the multifunction steering wheel. You have the telephone, the voice activation, you've got your trip computer that you can play with on here, all the stereo functions and the lane changing or the lane correcting, the adaptive cruise control and the limiter as well. It's great. What I do like as well is on these little air vents you've got the word Prius just written. It's just nice little touches about that. You've also got your functions down here for your traction control, which I can't ever see being taken off in this car. You've also got the park assist button down here, all your electric functions for your windows and your doors and your fold-in mirrors. What this car also comes with is the 12-volt adapter for you to plug in the old cigarette lighter and USB connectivity as well. Furthermore, this also comes with the Apple and the Android system, and you can charge your phone. The seats in the back are also quite comfortable, and I've got plenty of space with this seat in the position I would have it in. So it's a very nice, luxurious, I'd even say high-end family saloon car. What I will say though is, like the Toyota Yaris and the Aygo, this middle section of the rear seat is actually very close together, so an adult bum is not really going to fit in this gap. Therefore, this middle seat is more designed for a child or a car seat than it is for an adult. Behind this cover, the seats are a 60-40 split, and you've got quite a good sized boot. Lifting this up, you don't get a spare wheel, but you do get the puncture repair kit to fix the tyre in an emergency. But it's not a bad boot at all, and it's plenty big enough for whatever you want to stick in it. Unless of course you want to stick an elephant in it, then it's not big enough. Under the bonnet is that 1.8 litre VVTi engine with all the hybrid stuff stuck to it. It's got this nice little silver cover over it, so you don't just see a load of wires and mechanicals. It actually looks quite nice under here. But let's be honest, you're not really ever going to need to lift the bonnet. That's what servicing's for. Now, like the Ioniq, this also comes with a 5-year warranty. This also comes with a 12-year corrosion warranty, although you only get 12 months roadside assistance. However, you do get 3 years paint and rust cover.
So the Toyota Prius uses a slightly older battery technology in the form of nickel metal hydride, whereas the Hyundai Ioniq uses a lithium ion polymer battery, which is a newer technology.
So what about prices? Well, the Prius starts at £24,100 and goes all the way up to almost £30,000 if you have all the accessories on it, like tow bar, DVD player, cool box, straps in the back, luggage racks, bike racks, roof rack, bonnet deflector, ISOFIX seats, storage. The Ioniq, on the other hand, starts at £19,995 if you want a white SE car, or just over £20,000 if you want a different colour. If you go for the premium, you pay 21,700 or 23,500 for the premium SE model. Right up to 25,000 plus a few extra thousand if you want all the added extras like DVD player and protection pack. A protection pack that says to me that perhaps 2 bodyguards are going to materialise at the side of the car and run alongside like the President of the United States. So like I said before, it seems this is where our future is heading, and these are 2 fantastic cars to showcase what a hybrid can do. Whether you go for the well-established Toyota Prius or the newbie, the Hyundai Ioniq. They're both fantastic cars and we can't fault them at all. So that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for watching. Please join us next time when we'll be back with the awesome Toyota GT86, but the one we're looking at is a little bit special. Until then, please drive carefully, but have fun. Bye bye.